going to head back in goal as we are just about set to go here from Prentup Field. All part of Big 12 Soccer on ESPN+. Thanks for joining us, spending this Sunday afternoon with us. You look at the weather conditions, but it is sunny and hot. Combine that with the elevation of Prentup Field, 5,430 feet. And it's going to be an exciting game between these two teams, the 8th-ranked Tar Heels. Coming to Boulder. It's been a minute between matchups between these two teams. 7th matchup in the series all time. 6-0-0 for Carolina, and when you look at that third marker down there, 16 goals, 0 for Colorado. So when you look at that heavy advantage for the Tar Heels in the history of this matchup, will today be a different story? Buffs come in unranked in one poll, but 24th in another. So they're right on the cusp. When you talk about the rankings and where things could go this season, Buffs certainly not unfamiliar playing top teams and ranked opponents. Last year they were 2-2-1 against ranked opponents.
Are you all a team?
Migley to the guy in the middle of the field now. Olivia Migley, grad transfer from Duke of all places. Buffs have it. They've got their share of their own grad transfers. Laura Govan played that last ball out wide on the far side. You see the terrific crowd on hand. Part of Fan Fest. You can see everything going on in the background behind the stands and filling up both home and away. Fans coming in, enjoying the sunshine. Colorado 3-0 victory, another shutout for Nidus in the season opener. Coach Danny Sanchez and his team so good in season openers. In fact, undefeated in his tenure here. Aria Nagai with room in the midfield. She gets it back. Hayward able to step in front and take that away. Hope Leba trying to get through a couple of defenders. She gets taken down. No whistle from today's referee. Leba's got it back. Rosenbaum with the left foot, plays it back on the far side. And here come the Buffaloes. Priest is dangerous, driving in front. It's chipped up over the crossbar by Hope Leba there, but she had a beautiful setup by Priest. Leba, the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Priest, this is how the Buffs scored on Thursday against Marquette and just didn't get the touch on it she wanted there. Popped it up a little bit too high, but she had room in the box. Migley, long ball over the top intended for Trinity Armstrong. She got a head on it, and Nidus is out. She's going to play it out of bounds on the near side.
So Tess, as you back up, she's coming to defend. Just stay connected. 10 yards, you guys. Aria, don't force it into Linda there. No need. Gotta know her outlet.
There's head coach Danny Sanchez, 13th year. All-time leader in wins for this CU Buffs women's soccer program. 134, also has the best winning percentage of any coach here at CU. That one quickly thrown in. Allmark, dynamic freshman from Western New York. Keep an eye on number 7. Flag is up here. Offside, the call that time. Kate Fossey, a junior from Phoenix, Arizona, went a little bit too early. Fossey, one of the returners for this team that made an impact a season ago. 7 points. the junior. And there's Damon Nahas, interim head coach for Carolina. This is his 9th year as Priest again on the far side. Able to shake one defender, has an opening, still cutting towards the middle with the left foot to the near upper 90, too high. Gagne was tracking it all the way. Ava Priest from Boulder High School, the local product, coming right into your screen and pushed it wide. You can see from that angle. Greer McGuire, now Rosen. Rosen, 2nd year as one of the captains. That one deflected off of McGuire here on the near side. Megley will have the throw-in. Olivia Thomas was calling for it. It gets thrown into Allmark. She had it taken away. Well done, Michaela Rosenbaum, grad transfer from UCLA. McGuire now back to Faith Leba. Sends a long ball up ahead, looking for her sister, but it's Rosen who's getting closest to it, running on. And Trinity Armstrong, the freshman, plays it back. This one's up for grabs in the midfield, but Bella Sember closest to it to gain possession for Carolina. Just in our 7th minute here. Both teams will see how the recovery comes into play, playing on Thursday, opening the season for Carolina, obviously on the road for this trip in Denver and Boulder. And the Buffs getting to play at home, welcoming a top-ranked team here, looking for the upset. They've got the firepower to do so. Just 5 newcomers for the Buffs this season. Very veteran team, including 4 of their 5 top scorers from a season ago have returned. Allmark trying to get a step. Into the middle. Tessa De La Rose now out wide. Sember with the left foot, rips it high. Now a lot of power on that strike, but couldn't keep it down and on frame. Sember, the senior from Centerport, New York, had a goal in the 62nd minute on Thursday night in a 2-1 victory for the Tar Heels. She almost had a goal about a minute before that one, put one off the crossbar and down, did not go in. Fossey plays it back. Maddie Deline brings it back near side. Megley with room across midfield. Thomas running on. And Faith Leba there with the tackle, punching it out. The Leba twins so good from a tackling perspective, and here's a great example of it. Pick up very few fouls, able to get to it first over and over again. Faith Leba, preseason all Big 12. Was on the all-freshman team in Pac-12 a season ago. This one intended for James. She got a head on it, trying to catch Hope Leba there on a run, but it didn't quite make it through that back line. Now here's a nice touch. Allmark in traffic. Still has it though. Passes it out wide, and Priest, how about that effort to get back? She plays it out. A corner coming up for Carolina. Allmark able to stay on it through traffic, and just not quite wide enough on that touch to find the teammate. And the guy, the Princeton transfer, in the far corner. She sends it into the middle of the box. James was the first to get ahead on it. This one crossed back in. Buffs able to head it out of there. Sember plays it back. Knocked around. Sember and the Tar Heels have it. This one sent all the way over. And it's going to roll out of bounds on the near side. There's a look at the Tar Heels bench. You'd imagine on an afternoon like today, hot and sunny, we'll see a number of reserves come into the match for both teams. It's still so early in the season and so many players deserving of time. You go with your best to start, but it could be someone off the bench in a reserve role that may make an impact in this one. Tar Heels playing it over the top, but Knight is out for it and quickly rolled back. Hayward with room now plays it back. Phoenix Dawn Miranda, who did not get the start on Thursday night, in the starting 11 here for Coach Sanchez. And that one from Hayward just not quite the direction intended for a teammate. They can't connect. That nice build-up working there for a moment. Sember up ahead to Thomas, squeezed by two defenders, and Miranda able to box her out. Well done defensively by the back line of the Buffs. That one sent out wide. Hope Leba and Shire James up top. Hope, 2 goals and assist a season ago for 5 points. She scored in the 84th minute on a corner. The 3rd goal for Colorado on Thursday night. James and Leba up top. Very dangerous combination. Again, James 2nd all time in scoring with 40 career goals. With that said, when you talk to both of these coaches this week, neither one said there's too much in the scouting report. It's so early in the season. Our primary focus is doing what we do well, focusing on ourselves, not looking too far into the game plan and the scouting report from another team perspective. Let's handle our business and see how it plays in some of these non-conference matches. And also Coach Dejas saying, you know, at this point on the road, 2nd match of the trip, we don't want to overload the players with too much information about the other team. Let's do what we do best. Emerson Elgin with room. She was going to play it out wide, but look, dribbling all the way up through. Now to Sember. All the way outside. Deline still fighting for it with Miranda, and eventually a whistle coming. Physical play between those two. Home crowd applauding the effort. Deline with her hands up looking for the call. Did not come. James up high, didn't get a touch on it, but here she is running on. That one got knocked back. Three across the back right now for the Tar Heels. Deline, a left outside back, working her way up with possession here for her squad. Leba got a head on it, but the guy able to win it back. Hallmark in the middle. And didn't quite connect with Nagai there. She's able to track it down on the near side. No score 15 minutes in from Prentup Field in Boulder, Colorado. Start of college athletics this week. Both teams again playing on Thursday. This one over the top. Armstrong and Leyba running on. Leyba has it, fires from the outside, and Gagne, well out of goal, was retreating, but then off the deflection was able to handle it rather easily. Here's the ball over the top. You're going to see this a lot from Colorado. And there, there was no deflection there. It was just not the strike that Hope Leyba was hoping and put on. And get more power behind it, perhaps. What you saw there, Gagne again, went down for it, but no real trouble. Miranda and the Buffs have it back. Hayward, captain this season. Juliana, terrific player. Priest creates a lot for CU, but that time pass got deflected. That one through Nagai and Hayward. The lean on the far side. Dela Rose had some room, played it back. Hallmark marked tightly there by Greer. Plays it on, but no trouble for Nidus. Neither keeper really tested one save thus far for Gagne. James with a nice touch after she got it from Leyba. She's on the run, cuts it back. Leyba coming on, a collision. My goodness. Gagne is still down. She got the worst of it. A referee checking on both players. Hope Leyba is going to get carded. Yellow card comes out for 45 for the black and gold. Gagne, the keeper from Orano, Minnesota. And it was James splitting two defenders, leaving it up ahead and right at the point of contact. Leyba sliding. Gagne diving. Now she's back up. Here's the impact again. And quite the collision there. Both players on the grass at the time of impact. And for Claire Gagne, it is great to see her back up and able to remain in. As that was a nasty collision. Both players able to come out of it okay, thankfully. Hayward able to take it away. Long ball up ahead. Leyba able to get to it first. Against Armstrong, going to her right. Tackle there by Armstrong. She's able to take it away. Outstanding effort by Trinity Armstrong, the freshman from Frisco, Texas. One of the top recruits. And no surprise for Tar Heels fans to have some impact freshmen up and down the lineup. Hallmark's another one. Thomas, intended for Hallmark, and they can't connect. Armstrong tracking back, got the slide in there, and it went off the heel of Leyba. That was how Armstrong was able to pick it back up and go the other way. Now she's down. Gagne is checking on her, but she's on the far side of the field. She was the one obviously involved in that replay, what we just showed. See if it's involved in that tackle or something else. I mean, both teams are going to get a breather here with this injury timeout, and much needed with the hot temperatures and hot sunshine here, 5,430 feet above sea level. That sun feels even hotter at this elevation. Armstrong still down, getting attention from the trainer. Randy Schwain, athletic trainer out there checking on her. You can see all the different measures being taken, whether it's a cold towel on the sideline. Nice round of applause from this Buffs crowd. Keeps reaching up as you look at some of the fans in attendance. Excellent turnout, as you would expect from two of these top programs. What a matchup here to start the season. I mean, just part of the first week. She's coming off very slowly. Hard to tell. She does keep reaching up, touching her head there, whether it's a head injury. You don't want to speculate on exactly what the issue is. Bella Gattino, freshman from Dexter, Michigan, coming on in her stead. One of those center back positions. And we're back to action. Priest. And McGuire plays it up top. Rosen on a run from that left back position. Instead it was Migley. Rosen's gonna leave it as Priest comes over. She'll take the throw in. Has the ability for the flip throw. We'll see if she goes to it here. You can see the Buffs really anticipating that with nobody near here on the sideline. This one launch into the box intended for James. It's loose in front, pops straight up. Leba got a head on it. Hayward now has it. Shot from the outside, deflected by Allmark. McGuire sending it back up, but nobody there for Colorado as it trickles across the end line. Supposed to get up to the low 90s, 93, 94 today in Boulder. Started at 86. Certainly a hot one. And early on in the season, of course, Carolina used to temperatures like this for sure. It's been a hot summer in the Front Range of Colorado. For both teams practicing in this, but at this intensity, it's hard to replicate that in practice. And how much recovery happened between Thursday and today. Elgin with a nice play there, but she loses it here to James. Near side. Migley just able to get a touch on it to keep it in. Neither team with any grade A opportunities thus far. 22nd minute. The guy out wide. Deline leaves it. Sember back to Deline. Priest and Deline fighting for it, the positioning. Better for Deline, she has it, and her squad. Della Rose now out of the back. Gattino.
Hey, stay tough. Tessa. Bella, get back.
Sember marked there by Hayward with a left foot. Up to Thomas, who's trying to turn. It's punched out of there. And they let it go out of bounds on the near side. Leba, the one that got the touch on it, diffusing that threat. Olmark trying to turn the corner. She does. Chipped in front. Priest there, but not cleared. Right in front. And knocked out of there a bit, but the threat still on as that one goes wide of the near post. Thomas is down. She was involved in that last play. Olmark able to turn the corner on McGuire, and Priest missed the clear there, and then it came back through and involved right there was Olivia Thomas, the sophomore from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Looks like she's back up, might have got a cleat up high, knee or thigh area. She appears to be okay. Migley here on the near side.
Use your right foot so it goes forward. Get it again.
She's from Isle of the Palms, South Carolina. Grad transfer. Spending her first 4 years at Duke University in Durham. You don't often see that transfer happening. This one's high and wide, no problem that time for Nidus. Emerson Lane, junior midfielder, coming on. Hayward's going to sub off. Lane, 5'8" from Fort Collins, Colorado. Miranda gonna have to track this one down on the far side, pressured by Thomas. She got a toe on it to deflect it back. Fossey also applying a lot of pressure on Nidus, but she's able to get it out to Priest, and wide open here on the near side is Rachel Rosen. Rosen, grad student from Hermosa Beach, California, plays it up ahead. James in the vicinity, but no trouble for Gagne. Back lines holding strong thus far. Very few opportunities. Fossey cuts to the inside. Still has another move to the middle. Down forward, now plays it back. Nagai. Carolina with a shot from the outside by Sember. It got deflected. Long possession here for Carolina.
Open your body, Migs, again. Skip it.
Della Rose.
Back in, Migs.
Nagai. Dallin, I talked about her. She's going to be on the World Cup team in Colombia for the U.S. Women's National Team under 20. In fact, she's going to leave, sounded like tomorrow, to head off. So we'll see how long Tar Heels are without her services until she returns from playing on that team. The lean there got caught up. And that one sent out a play on that tackle by Faith Leba. Tessa De La Rose, the junior from Grindstone, PA. Gonna take this corner. Sends it to the far post. Pops straight up in the air. Thomas trying for it. It's loose, blasted in. North Carolina on the board, 1-0. Gattino able to put that one in. It got knocked around. The first touch went straight up in the air. And then it came to Bella Gattino, the freshman. And the bench fired up, as you might imagine, for the Tar Heels as she comes over to celebrate. She came on for Trinity Armstrong, and that's her first collegiate goal. Look at this one up in the air. Then Thomas with the touch, and then she's able to walk into that one and rip it from about 10, 11 yards out. Carolina the first to strike here. And Gattino, who comes from a family assisted by Olivia Thomas. Thomas scored, I beg your pardon, she had 1 goal a season ago, but this is her first assist. And after talking about neither team having some grade A chances, that corner leads to the opportunity, and Bella Gattino takes advantage. Her older sister, Eva, 2-time ACC Defensive Player of the Year at Notre Dame, now plays for PSG. So sisters showing off their soccer skills, and the freshman here in Boulder finds the back of the net. Jace Holly, speaking of freshman impacts, has come on. Look at this. Priest behind 2 defenders, shooting, deflecting, and it going wide off the side of the net. That deflection, really the difference to keep it just wide of the frame. The Buffs responding in a big way, can't quite capitalize, but that was a blur as Priest went flying through. You can see that deflection. Gagne did not totally react initially on the shot because the deflection happened so quickly off the foot of Priest. Now she's got a corner kick. The Buffs so dangerous on set pieces. They scored on one in the 84th minute on Thursday night against Marquette. Priest in the middle. That's knocked out the goalie. Gagne was down as she leaping through the air, tried to punch it out of there. Did not get a piece of it. Priest had it taken away. And Sember got fouled there by Priest, but let's take another look. Gagne comes flying out through traffic, doesn't get a touch on it. James can't redirect it on frame there, but opportunity, probably the best of the day so far with Gagne out of there. It was an open net. Excitement picking up here between these two teams. 28th minute, Carolina finding the back of the net, and the Buffs so close there with Priest on the initial shot that got deflected just wide, and then a corner.
Now you get it to the higher angle, just constantly adjust. Let's stay inside though, Mix, because your transition's not great, Ben.
Lane able to knock it back, but just a little bit too far in front of the home crowd. A lot of Carolina blue over there as well. Part of Fan Fest that was going on. A couple of bouncy castles in the background. There's a petting zoo, face painting, all kinds of stuff for kids of all ages. And you can see the fans, there's the bouncy cast still enjoying themselves. Why not? Great atmosphere here at Prentup Field for college athletics. And the fans turning out in a big way. This one almost into the crowd on the far side. Deline able to get back and keep it in play. Delarose to midfield. Sember able to turn. Delarose making that run from that holding midfield spot, but the Buffs were ready for it. James tries to play it out wide. That one is going to be Carolina ball. Jenny Byer coming on for the Buffs, number 10, as Hope Leba subs off. Byer, the junior from Germany. Naven Alvarez, freshman from New Hill, North Carolina, comes in the back as Olivia Migley, who's had a fine first half, subs out. Holly and James now up top for Coach Sanchez. Byer back in the midfield. Holly, who scored in her first collegiate game on Thursday night. McGuire had it deflected. Holly trying to get to that one, but instead Alvarez first to it. If you watched the game for Carolina on Thursday night, you saw a high press from them against the Pioneers. I haven't seen as much of that pressure. Tactical adjustment game to game, and of course, the opponents have a big factor in how you want to play things. Byer marking Sember. This ball behind Govin. Deline firing. Knight is able to make the save. She was hugging her near post. Deline got a lot on this one, right from the corner of the box. In tight. Buffs going the other way. James too much, as Gagne has it all the way back at the other end. '35th minute, 1-0. Tar Heels over the Buffaloes, courtesy of Bella Gattino. Olivia Thomas had the assist off a corner. And that's how we got to this point. Holly to Priest with room. Nagai, and now double team. Priest goes along the near sideline, and this is going to be a corner. Nagai punches it out. Priest is still down. Tough battle there between Priest and Nagai. On that tackle, it will be a corner. This one sent in, top of the box, on the bounce, and then tried to play it on. Delayed offside called as well, looks like. Two subs coming on for each team. Sammy Fisher, goal scorer against Marquette, has come on, redshirt freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona. And Angelina Moschetti coming on. McKenna Dominguez, number 11, into the contest as well. Shira James comes out for the Buffs, along with Laura Govin. Ashley Penny, talented freshman in the midfield from Miami, Florida, number 20. Also into the contest for Carolina. She has it here. Fossey still has it. One quickly gets it back inside.
Stay central when Kate has it. Hey,
Gattino dribbling out of that center back position. Now Thomas, who had the assist on the goal from Gattino. That one gets deflected off of McGuire. Good effort, but unable to keep it in. Angelina Moschetti, sophomore from Irvine, California. So another corner, and it was this side of the field. This will be the fourth corner for Carolina.
Let our midfielders be that option. Blue, let's go. Faster. Sir, it's 100 degrees. Bam, right?
Elvis Mamutovic, today's referee, says let's pick things up as that ball sent through the middle. Punch back in. Colorado had the makings of a nice counter there coming off that corner. A three across the back for Carolina, able to get back in their position and keep their form here moving forward.
Share it again. Adjust your test.
That one went off the heel of Miranda as she was turning to track back on a run on the far side. Back line pushing up here for Carolina. Fossey plays it up ahead. Alvarez on the centering ball there, got punched into Colorado's bench on the sideline.
Haven, just get it on your foot, no rush on that. Good run.
Haven Alvarez
Bella, know your outlet.
quickly throws it into a fellow freshman.
Tempo.
8 freshmen in this class. One of the top-ranked recruiting classes, as you'd expect, for a program like UNC. Tar Heels building up here. Shot from the outside, going wide of the near post. Dominguez, the senior from Sierra Madre, California, let that one go. Here's another look. Is that one floating wide of the near post? A couple of subs coming on for Coach Sanchez. McGuire and Priest sub out. Claire Curran and Hannah Puff come on. There's Dominguez. Took that last shot. Curran, sophomore out of San Diego, California. Hannah Puff, freshman, also out of California. Long shot from the outside, and Nidus does not have to move off her line. Able to snatch that one. We'll see if some of these reserves and fresh legs for both of these squads can produce anything here in the final 5 minutes before halftime. Puff had that one intended for Lane. It's going the other way. Sember up ahead to Thomas. She's squeezed by 2 Buffs at the top of the box in a pileup. No whistle. Thomas is still down. Knight is able to go out and get it. Here's another look at the 2 defenders coming together. Leyba there got to it first. Ended up wiping out Thomas and her teammate Miranda on the far side.
Hey, patience, let her get her shape. Okay, just get higher. Just bump it, Tess.
Both of these teams playing exhibition. For Colorado, they hosted North Texas last Saturday, 4-3 result in that one. And 2 exhibitions for North Carolina, DC Power 5-1, and was kind of the result that sent the legend Anson Dorrance kind of into retirement, getting one more win, albeit in an exhibition, against the top professional team, DC Power, who Jordan Balcom of the Buffs, alum, currently plays for. Thomas now with an opportunity, cross in front on the back doorstep, and it was wide open. Carolina cannot convert. Fossey with the chance. How about this ball across? Excellent. And just hard off that left hip for Fossey, who had plenty of room. Look at Nidus on the near post. And the Buffs really catch a break there in the 43rd minute. Any deflection forward, and not just off to the side, would have resulted in a goal there for Carolina. It remains 1-0, courtesy of Bella Gattino in the 28th minute. A freshman defender who was up high because of a corner, able to pick up some loose change and bury it about 10 yards out. Of late, Carolina has dominated possession. At this point, momentum on the side of the visiting Tar Heels. So, for Coach Sanchez, probably looking forward to halftime to get there, regroup, get a breather, maybe make some adjustments, come back out for the second half ready to go. But there is still time left, just under 90 seconds. This ball played up ahead, and the guy able to get a piece of it. That was Sammy Fisher, who was trying to sneak behind that back line. The guy was having none of it. Elgin had it taken away at midfield now. Under a minute to go. And at this point also, Carolina, I'm sure, happy to possess. See if they can get something. It's kind of holding for the final shot, if you will. But there's a giveaway. Lane has it. Chips it up ahead. Holly couldn't quite make that connection. Alvarez. Alvarez took a peek at the clock before she got it back. Final 10 seconds here. 45 minutes in the books here from Prentop Field. 1-0 North Carolina over Colorado. 28th minute, Bella Gattino, your goal scorer thus far, who provides the lead into halftime. The Tar Heels and the Buffaloes on a fun matchup here from Prentop Field. Great crowd on hand. It's been excellent soccer so far, but it's been the Tar Heels, the visitors, with the lead at halftime. Stay with us here at halftime on ESPN+. Elvis Mahmudovic, the referee, blows his whistle. Haven't only mentioned his name one time. That's certainly a good thing. He's kept everything clean. It's been an intense game between these two teams, but rather clean. One big collision between Hope Leba and Claire Gagne early in the first half, but other than that, not much to speak of. One foul for North Carolina, 2 fouls for CU. And we are back to action. Temperature up to 90 degrees now. We'll see how that plays out late. One thing to keep in mind, teams coming to elevation from sea level or close to it, it really shows up, as you might imagine, in the second half. Coach Nejas has subbed and gotten some fresh legs. Dominguez, one of them. Penny, another, who are starting the second half, who did not start the game but came on late in the first half. We'll see how long some of these players can go in these temperatures and conditions. And who starts to fatigue first. Coach Nejas, in talking to him this week, said, hey, we did a lot of good things in the first half against Denver. As that one's jammed together and back on her feet, Hope Leyba on the move. Dominguez trying to catch up to her. Coach Sanchez with his hands up. And no call coming. Coming over it and getting to it first, Bella Gattino. Elgin will restart with it. And going back to that earlier thought, the first half, Coach Nejas said, hey, we did a lot of good things. And then in the second half, they had a 1-0 lead just like today on Thursday night against Denver. And in the second half, he said, we just kind of got through it. We grinded through it. Pioneers were able to tie things at 1 off a PK goal. And then Carolina able to come back, eventually a 2-1 result. That second half goal, the difference by Bella Sember in the 62nd minute. But he noted, hey, the second half we weren't as good as we were in the first half. Now part of that credit Denver for making some adjustments at halftime, but also perhaps the elevation. We'll see if that's a similar case here. This one played all the way back to Nidus. Big right foot over midfield, over the head of Hope Leyba, but she's able to get it back off a touch from Gattino. She's doubled. Now retreating out wide to Priest with room. Tried to flick that one up ahead. Hayward was making a run on the inside, but Elgin, with a nice touch, able to defuse that. Was anticipating it and got a foot on it and got it back for her team. 4 across the back for Colorado. 3 on the back line for the Tar Heels. Elgin with her head up. Plays it back. In the middle, Hayward able to step in front, then lost her footing. Sember going the other way. Olmark, who didn't finish the first half, back out there. Here's Penny. Tar Heels building up. This one played out wide. Dominguez couldn't quite get there. This one's sent down the near side. It's eventually going to roll out. Priest the closest to it. She's retreating. Elgin, redshirt junior from Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Had 3 assists a season ago. That's tied for tops on the team for the returners. Sember, Olmark. Plays it up ahead. And Faith Leyba right there. Tried to find her sister. Couldn't make that connection. Govan got a boot on. Now she's got it back. Laura Govan, Boston College transfer. Started both contests here for the Buffs. In her first action in the black and gold. James running on, applying some pressure. Deline able to play it back to Gagne though. Hayward misses on the heel flick, but still has it. Priest working towards the middle, still has it. Eventually plays it out wide, but right to the defender on the far side. Rosen was a bit wider on the flank. Sember playing it up ahead. Flag up, and Olmark puts her hands on her head, but her initial look when she was running onto that ball, she was trying to kind of cut straight across the field instead of upfield, but she was almost hesitated there for a moment. Watch her come across. She's calling for it, and you can see she flattens out a little bit there and slowed up, anticipating that whistle. Flag went up. Offside the call. Hayward has it. And too much on that last touch, coughed it up. Olmark and Sember up top for the Tar Heels. The starting back line, starting four out there for Coach Danny Sanchez and CU with Rosen, McGuire, Leyba, and Miranda. Hayward able to come away with it, chipped up ahead, intended for James. Light breeze blowing from across the field, kind of the left corner as you're watching at home. Rosen now running onto that ball, looking, picks her head up, crosses it in front. Leyba got a head on it, but couldn't redirect it on goal. Govin's gonna be whistled for that foul. Best opportunity of the second half. Rosen with room. Look at this ball in. Beautiful flying through is Hope Leyba, but just could not send it back as it came off the head. Now James with an opportunity. Left-footed shot. It's in. Goal for Colorado. Shira James with her 41st career goal. And we are tied. James celebrating with her teammates, showing off the dance moves, and just like that, out of halftime, the quick strike in the 53rd minute. She's that kind of player, just needs a tiny opening. She had some room from way outside, able to cut it back, going to her left, and using that left foot to go back across the grain. The turnover there from Carolina. And James says, thank you very much. I'll deposit this one into the net. Aiming for the near post. Gagne diving effort. It's right here. Juliana Hayward with the assist. And Shira James and the bench erupting for Colorado. As the momentum has shifted out of halftime. The equalizer from James. A lot of game left. The momentum on the side. This one, Gagne taking on the hop. But a couple of opportunities, one that the Buffs were able to convert. James had 15 goals a season ago. And was first in the Pac-12, 9th in the country. Overall 32 points, which was 18th in the country and 2nd in the Pac-12. Carolina now trying to answer, looking to respond. The lean trying to run on. Able to get there, in deep on the far side. Against Govan, a couple of fakes, chips it up to the top of the box and through traffic. Nobody home at the other side. Buffs not out of trouble, however. Della Rose thought about the left foot. Now back to Nagai. That one deflected. Govan got a piece of it. Penny, and the Tar Heels able to get it back. Govan able to come up with it, plays it into the crowd on the far side for a Carolina throw-in. Alvarez. Up ahead, Penny with an opportunity, now cuts back. Sember from way outside, off the post, and cleared out of there by Miranda. Wow, hard off the near post. Let's take another look from way outside, one timing it on a blast with the right foot. Bella Sember, so close. She had a goal against DU and put one off the crossbar as well about a minute before finding the back of the net. And on this one, hits the pipe, excuse me. Govan comes off as Jenny Beyer comes on for CU. Rosenbaum out there as well. Penny. Carolina trying to respond after the Buffs tied things up early second half. Sember again thought she might let it go one more time. Della Rose dribbling on. Olmark turning, firing, and a diving effort by Nidus. She got a hand on it, although it went wide. It's going to result in a corner. And the guy's going to take it for North Carolina. Quite the response. It hasn't resulted in a tally, but this is a rip as Nidus deflected it just wide. Ball coming in the middle of the box. Beyer up high to head it out of trouble. She got knocked down and fouled. It's the second foul. And a player down. We've got a injury timeout. The referee calling for assistance. Looks like a bloody nose from Tessa Del Rose. She scored the first goal on Thursday night against Denver. The 33rd minute. Appears to be okay. Bloody nose. Hopefully she'll come back on. Elgin and Migley coming on for Carolina. Elgin was already out there. She was just over on the sideline getting some water, hydrating. Della Rose does have to come out. Sember, senior from Center Point, New York, captain for Coach Nahas, has really made an impact. She's played extremely well in these first two matches for Carolina. Priest trying to find James. James got a foot on that one. Who was the last to touch it? It went off of her boot. Throw in. Deep in the corner on the far side. The crowd extending not just on the far side, but wrapping around on the end line on both ends of the field. Carolina pushing it the other way in transition. Miranda retreating, able to get the touch on it. The Buffs needed there to thwart things. things opening up a little bit more here in the second half, especially the second half of the first half. There was just a lot of possession, mostly by North Carolina. Now a little more open of a game. Olmark. And that tackle goes into the corner. There'll be another corner. I beg your pardon, goal kick. Olmark can't believe it. She's got her hands up saying, after the tackle, I did not make contact. Nidus. You can see the fans along the end line there enjoying things. She blasts it near midfield. We haven't seen Trinity Armstrong. She went out. She's made a tackle early in the first half for Carolina, continued playing, got up, continued playing, but then shortly after that, when she was uninvolved in a play, was down and had to stop play, and she had to come off, able to walk off under her own power. Didn't look like she was limping in any way, but we have not seen her return. And even though she's a freshman, very talented and key piece on that back line. Coach Nahas will keep an eye. Maybe she will come back on here later in the half. Rosenbaum able to play it out of there. UNC still possessing. Cross-field pass. The lean. Left-footed shot. Nidus with a save. That was a rip for Maddie Deline, a junior from Minnesota. Now a long shot from the outside, going wide. Things are heating up here in the second half. Lane comes back on, but let's take another look. This is the last one. Nidus giving it her best effort. That one going wide. Hope Leba subs out. I beg your pardon. Yeah, Hope Leba comes off. Emerson Lane has come on. Lane, the Colorado native, can't control it there, and it's going to be a goal kick for North Carolina. Here's a look at how things got tied up. The equalizer, Shira James off a turnover from North Carolina from well outside the box with the left foot moving across the field, cuts it back. 41st career goal, second all-time, one away from tying things, two away from being the all-time leading goal scorer. This one in front, and Nidus all over the near post. This one knocked ahead. Gagne coming out. Sent it right over to Coach Sanchez. It's the 7th meeting all time between Colorado and UNC. Tar Heels 6-0-0, but for the Buffs, that is their first goal in this series. Goal differential 17-1 now, but it was 16-0 coming into this one. Last meeting was 2019. The last 3 meetings, in fact, were in the NCAA tournament. 2014, 2017, 2019, those all shutouts with Carolina. Again, 2019, it was 3-0. First goal in this matchup between these two programs for the Buffs, and who else? Shira James. Closing in on Nikki Marshall. Wind gusting now from straight across the field. I'm sure all the fans and players don't mind. A little bit of a breeze, but sort of in a different direction than it had been, just slightly. Govan's going to come back on. Michaela Rosenbaum, the grad transfer from UCLA, comes off. Hannah Puff and Rosenbaum, the only two on the roster that didn't get to go on the Euro trip with the Buffs to London and Barcelona and play 3 matches over there. That happened in May. Even Jace Holly, true freshman, local product, was able to make the trip. That one too much expected for Deline. She can't track it down. Miranda, the senior from Hawaii, throwing for Lane in traffic. Tino fouled by Byer. Elgin plays it back. Tino with the tally in the first half for Carolina. Her first of her collegiate career. The guy, the Princeton transfer. Gagne came from Brown. The guy from Princeton. Marissa Shorrock, we haven't seen yet, from Yale. Number of players coming out of the Ivy League as grad transfers. Sember, Allmark. Nidus able to play it with her feet there. Talked about Linda Allmark, how talented she is, from Buffalo, New York, lived in Japan and can speak Japanese. Really impressive. Couple of subs coming on. Della Rose comes back in after stopping, had to come out with bloody nose. And Thomas was gonna come in for Allmark. She'll have to wait. Angelina Moschetti has come on as Rachel Rosen subbed off to get a breather. Penny on the far side. Very few clouds here in Boulder. Not a lot of help from the sun. No shade around for the players other than in the dugout. They're on this pitch. It is hot out there. You can see a little bit of a lull right now, kind of the middle of this second half. Deline up ahead. Sember cuts it, trying to connect. Both Fossey and Allmark were running on there. And James, I think it was a handball. She was trying to trap that and control it. James, 41 career goals. She's in her 5th year here for the Buffs. 2 goals away from passing Nikki Marshall for the all-time leading goal scorer in Buffs history. First of the season in the 53rd minute, equalizing things. Della Rose, good to see her back on. With that bloody nose, unfortunately, having to play with the cotton swab shoved up the nostril there, but back out there. James, header, up to Lane. She's gonna play it out wide. Moschetti making a long run, one times it back to the inside for a cross, but headed out of there. She tracks back. Miranda, now to Priest near side. Deline able to knock it away. Play continues. Flag came up on a foul. It will be CU will have it. Allmark's going to sub out. Olivia Thomas coming back on. Thomas with the assist on the Gattino goal. James subbing out now. Claire Curran has come on. Faith Leba also back out there. Excuse me, Hope Leba. That one into the Buffs bench. Curran, the sophomore, with the throw-in. Lane able to control it. Trying to box out. She got knocked down. Della Rose going to be called for the foul. Both teams getting organized. Curran with the throw-in. She gets it back, sends it in the middle. Tar Heels the only one nearby, but she recovers for the third time. Still on it. And Sember finally taking it away, but the Buffs get it back quickly. Holly plays it back to Miranda. She's got time and space. Surveys things, trying to go over the top to Hope Leba, but too much and an easy play for Gagny to collect that. 71st minute, tied at 1. Alvarez stepping in front was McGuire, but she gives it back. Lane was applying just enough pressure to prevent that pass from defender to defender. They had to go back to Gagny. Now up ahead. McGuire at left outside back right there to test that pass up ahead. Played out wide. Moschetti in front of the home crowd on the far side. Cuts to the inside. Still has it. Miranda works up ahead. Shot from the outside, just wide of the far post. That was a rocket off the foot of Phoenix Dawn Miranda. Couldn't put it on frame, but close. She came up from a center back position. And look at this shot. Just a bit wide. Beyer and Miranda sub out, as we've got an injury timeout. Gattino is down, I believe, in the back line. Yes, the goal scorer for North Carolina. And once again, Randy Schwain, the athletic trainer, out to check on one of the Tar Heels, and that gives everybody on the field an opportunity to get some hydration, water, and much needed cool down. Gattino, this was in the first half, and it's Thomas with the assist right there, and Gattino able to step into it, and quite the sell. He loves it. First collegiate goal, gonna remember that forever. Big hug from Thomas. And right now, maybe, I don't quite know what the injury is. Hopefully perhaps cramping. I mean, that's something you've got to consider here late in this contest. And the good news is she appears to be coming over and moving just fine. And it is extremely hot out here, over 90 degrees now, 5,430 feet in elevation at Prentup Field, and both teams, I'm sure, needed that breather. She's coming on over and looks to be okay. Grabbing her stomach a little, hopefully just a cramp. She's able to get back out there, get her wind back. James, the goal scorer you saw there briefly. And this is a great sign. Here's Trinity Armstrong coming on, the freshman, and she's the one that went off with an injury in the first half, and since then it had been Bella Gattino at that center back position, and Armstrong able to come back on, so that is great news. She's going to take this kick. Good to see her return. Talented young player for Carolina, comes back on for Gattino, who had to go off with an injury herself. Lane with some pressure on Armstrong, who looks to be moving just fine after getting that touch. Hayward had a chance at it in the middle. Della Rose was the first to it. Sember, who looked like she got the first touch, knocking down Holly. Here's a look at it in the midfield. And she did not get the first touch. She got tied up with the left foot from behind with Holly. Jace Holly went to Rocky Mountain High School in Fort Collins. Rosen's going to take this kick. Sends it into the box off the head of Leba. Save made, the second one is in. Colorado has the lead. 2-1 in the 74th minute. Angelina Moschetti coming in on the far side. She assisted on a goal on Thursday night, and this one, Leba got a head on it. Another set-piece goal for the Buffs off that save by Gagne. She's right there with a left foot to put it in. And the home team with the lead here late. Leba got a great deflection on it. And Moschetti puts it in. The sophomore from Irvine, California. 2-1 Colorado over North Carolina. Hayward looking for Leba on the far side. Hope Leba's going to pick up the assist. First of the season. Hope now with a goal and assist in 2 matches. Quite the start to her sophomore campaign. With that said, 75th minute, still plenty of time for Carolina. Thomas, offside. Curran's going to leave it for Nidus. Angelina Moschetti off the rebound, able to bury it. Offside called against Colorado. Sember, who scored a goal already this season on Thursday, but hit the crossbar then and the pipe today, the near post. And a guy who's come back on. Had it there. Della Rose. Sends it wide near side. The lean, very dangerous player. Gets past Curran. Draws the double. This one at the top of the box. And punched out of there. Little give and go. Della Rose in front, but never made it to another Tar Heel. Hayward with plenty of room. Plays it out wide. Govan all by herself on the far side, able to collect it. Looking for reinforcements. Moschetti to Govan, and she's going to track back. Rosen up ahead. Govan trying to keep it in play on the far side, able to do so. But into the middle and back to Carolina. Thomas making a run. Faith Leba with her. And she goes for the tackle at the top of the box, deflecting it out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick. Faith Leba able to close the gap and get to the ball first there before taking down Thomas, who went down hard. She's back up. Curran, Holly, and McGuire come off, I beg your pardon. Miranda back in on the back line. Priest back out there as well. Rosenbaum also into the contest for Coach Sanchez and the Buffs. We'll see how things change tactically for both of these teams with the momentum and the lead on the side of CU. Allmark has come back on. Cutting towards the middle, got past Priest, but too much pressure. Got sent to midfield. Della Rose now back to midfield to Armstrong. She's got plenty of room to dribble up. Sember, crossfield. Fossey, dangerous from that side, centering in the middle. Miranda heads it out of there. Tar Heels with possession, but retreating. Migley to Thomas, who's trying to turn, firing, and sending it wide. Two more subs coming on for Colorado. Greer, McGuire right back on. Here's another look at Thomas. Aiming for that upper 90. Coming right in your living room there. Moschetti subs off, who has the goal of record at the moment to Hugs along the bench for the Buffs. McGuire back on, along with Shira James. James in midfield. She scored the first goal for the Buffs. Priest near side. For Colorado against ranked opponents last season, 2-2-1. Beat Michigan State, who was 14th at the time, and Arizona State, who was 18th at the time. Last win over a top 10 opponent was a 2-1 win at number 10 California back in 21. Govan tried to connect with James there, could not. Interestingly enough, both of these teams in the preseason conference poll picked to finish 4th. Obviously the changing landscape of college athletics. You got a lot of different members of conferences. Thomas with the right foot, crossing for Deline. She's going to be able to get there.
Back up, Jay, back up! Back up, Jay!
A little more urgency out of Carolina here.
Make him go back! Make him go back! Make him go back!
In the preseason bowl in the Big 12, it was BYU, Texas Tech, TCU. Now TCU lost on Thursday night. Thomas trying to turn, punched out of there. Well done, Faith Leba. Hayward tries to play it up ahead to Hope Leba. Elgin is there, calmly plays it back. Preseason poll in the ACC, reigning national champion, was predicted to finish first. Florida State, Stanford, and Notre Dame, the top 3 teams, and Carolina coming in 4th. Talking to both coaches, you know, preseason polls don't mean a whole lot. Needs to be decided on the field in conference play, but a real treat non-conference matchup here in Boulder. 8th ranked North Carolina on the road. The Buffs coming into this one in 6 prior meetings have been outscored 16-0. So first 2 goals in the series. This one ripped from the outside. Nidus able to snatch it with 2 hands up high. He was reading that one all the way. Thomas, you can see, has turned it on offensively. That was a heck of a strike. She's getting the ball with her back to goal and then turning and firing at every opportunity. Put that one on frame, but Nidus up to the task. That was her 7th save here this afternoon. A young team, and Carolina trailing for the first time on the road. Just 2nd match for both of these programs this year, but the first time in this position. Shot from the outside, Nidus able to collect it and fall on top of it. We're in the 83rd minute. Buffs trying to pull the upset. Elgin, a nice header there, but Deline couldn't get the touch she wanted. James flicks it up ahead to Hayward, but Armstrong able to come away with it. Now she's pressured by James. The guy at midfield plays it back to Armstrong in the middle. And again, you think about the exertion level. Over 90 degrees here in Boulder. On the road for both of their first games at elevation between Denver and Boulder. This one's intended for Deline. Sember, who's deadly from the outside. Top of the box for Hallmark. You just wonder what's left in the tank for North Carolina. On a tough road trip to start the season. The emotions that went into Coach Dorrance retiring, announcing his retirement on Monday in a press conference right before the season started. And then having to travel to the Rocky Mountains. Offside the call there. Buffs can use a little clock here to get reset. The guy up high to get ahead on that one. Hope Leba. Now Govan plays it up ahead into the crowd on the far side. James with the foul there against Armstrong. Wrapping the hands around her waist, preventing Armstrong from going forward. For Colorado, you want to play everything safe at this point. Keep your shape, stay organized, tuck things in a little bit with the lead and 5 minutes remaining. Thomas running on over the top of the defense. Right-footed shot. Naitis again with the denial. Thomas with an awesome opportunity. She has really turned up her performance. A little frustrated without finding the back of the net, but she is testing Naitis. And Jordan Naitis has been up to the task. That was a missile. McGuire able to step in front and take that one away. Home crowd starting to pick things up, urging on the Buffs. Foul on North Carolina. 2 subs coming on for Colorado. There's the big crowd. 1,876 officially in attendance here at Prentup Field, and really enjoying what they've seen from the black and gold. Two-time captain Rachel Rosen waiting for the subs to come on. Clock stopped here during the substitution. Hayward comes off along with Hope Leba. Hugs all around on the sideline, but still time for Carolina. James back up. Right now you've got James and Holly up top. Elgin pressured by Holly, and a foul on Holly. Holly punched it into the bench, so that's going to stop the clock. Delarose to Sember, now back to Elgin. Near side with room. Coach Nahas directing traffic for his squad. Thomas has it again. Drawing a crowd, but still able to possess. Got pass shot, got deflected wide, and it's tied up. 2-2 in the 88th minute. Thomas creating. And then Kate Fossey, I believe, the one finding the back of the net. And a tough one to give up if you're the Buffs. In a blink of an eye, Carolina found it late. Fossey, who had 2 goals a season ago. Thomas, that play right there, able to get around 2 Buffs. Naitis got the deflection, but Fossey on the doorstep, able to punch it in. And a new rule from last season, as we take another look. Thomas so strong and physical. Naitis able to stop her initially, but Fossey able to put it in. Thomas is going to pick up the assist, and Fossey in the 88th minute. The Buffs so close to closing it out. Priest stepping up. Now this ball coming all the way back. Miranda tracking back. Govan with room. That is going to be a throw-in for North Carolina. Quickly up, Deline. Hallmark making a run, but Holly able to work back and come up with it for her team. Rosen on the far side.
Come on, Maddie, we lost it. You got to get back.
James running in the corner, trying to get there.
Hey.
She cannot. Goal kick coming up. Under 90 seconds remaining.
Big. Hey, higher, Linda.
Kate Fossey, the junior, again, 2 goals a season ago. That was her first of the season. Now Thomas back at it again. Sember with room. Priest tracking back. Sember went down, kind of on her own volition there. No call from the referee. Elgin up ahead. Allmark. Della Rose, under a minute to go. Intended for Thomas, over her head, deflected, and it goes in the final minute. Off the deflection, Carolina has the lead. Kate Fossey again. Heartbreak for Colorado here late. 2 goals in the final 2.5 minutes by Kate Fossey. Here's another look. Della Rose, intended for Thomas. It went over the head and then just chipped on. A perfect touch by Fossey as that goes over the head of Thomas and just deflected inside the far post. 3 minutes ago, it looked like Colorado was in great shape to close this one out, and 2 goals in the waning minutes here gives Carolina the lead back. Nidus on the far side. 15 seconds remaining, chipped on. The Buffs looking for a chance, and Gagne with a strong save coming out in traffic, able to come up with it, and that is going to do it. Gagne can hold on to it as she was able to get that final stop that Carolina needed. Buffs' final attempt sent on in desperation, and it got deflected by one of the defenders there, but Gagne able to come up with it. And from the jaws of defeat, Carolina comes back with 2 goals in the final 3 minutes. A goal in the 88th minute, goal in the 90th minute by Kate Fossey. And on the road, the 8th ranked Tar Heels come in. What a finish to this one. The Buffs came back down 1-0. They made it 2-1, but late 2 goals by Carolina for the win. This is Brad Thompson saying so long from Boulder. Well, the final score is 3-2 North Carolina over Colorado. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Heartbreak for the Buffs. 2 late goals, the difference. Carolina wins it 3-2.